Oh, that's funny.
It's funny.
Oh, the iPad needs to be flipped around. And he's just got
Forward
it.
from the back end.
Yeah. Mr. Van Tassel?
Yes.
I don't know if it's intentional, but the camera's picking up all the letters backwards.
Yeah, they're gonna put up with that.
All right.
And then it'll film it, I think it, when it films, it puts it back out.
Oh, it does?
I think so.
Yeah, I'll check. Wait.
You could check it in now.
Test
Or we
it.
could flip it.
Yeah, you could
this
just,
other way.
just flip the iPad around and
No,
flip the
because it'll
camera.
just rotate.
It will?
Swivel with the iPad on the other side.
Why is this code so long? Oh, it's the code.
This is adding on to what you already have.
So finish it?
Don't you already have one?
Yes, I do.
You turned it
You
in.
guys didn't look at the canvas code assignment?
Actually, I turned that in last time.
You turned it in last time, then put this on another piece of paper.
Wait, is that the assignment you gave us last time?
No,
This
she's.
is added on.
This is add-on to that.
This is added on. Would you put it on the same piece of paper or put it on a different one? I don't care.
Is it the same code then?
Yep.
Oh,
Where's your scrap paper? Let me see.
can I grab mine? I see mine.
I don't know,
Grab
can
it?
you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab mine.
I
Then you go
remember-
grab it.
I remember the code.
Yeah.
H is W.
Then you just go from there, however you wanna do it.
H is W.
So,
And P.
And don't be spreading it around the room, make them do their own work.
What?
You wanna be an outcast at the end of the row and back of the room, that's up to you.
so if you say it's code 7, do you shift it 7 positions or do you move it to the 7th position?
Something like that.
Because that'll give you two
You
different.
start, you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So code 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. A,
Okay.
B,
Thank
C,
you.
D, E, F. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Now, you can finish that later. Oh, and then there's
Finish the
some
code later?
You got this already, right? You didn't. You didn't.
I got it.
You got it. Okay. I won't give it to you again. It's pretty much self-explanatory, same rules as last year. Same rules whether you're online or in class. Okay? As far as downloading, for those of you online, I will download this after school, hopefully. I have not been very successful in getting downloads. I downloaded one, it was an hour and a half downloading. It was incredibly a pain. I redid it in a different way, and it took 10 minutes. But then it didn't, nobody had access to it. I don't know what to do.
Is it just a PDF
Huh?
or sheet?
No, the video,
Oh, okay.
okay? I'm having trouble getting them to work. There's 2 different ways of doing it, and one of them's a pain, and the other one's not working. I will work on it again today.
Did you
Okay,
just-
you get this turned in, this is part of your assignment, okay? first and last.
Oh, that's what's wrong.
Okay? No, we're not gonna do it right now. Let's get back to school. At least right now. Now. Haley, I'm waiting for you. You got it done? You got it copied?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Why are we doing this class with only 4 of you?
Because of the mess up.
Okay? Whether it be my mess up or the school's mess up, normally we would not hold a class with 4 or 5 people. That's, economically, it doesn't work. This is gonna be BC. Now, for those of you who are familiar with this poster, that poster back there, what, how come it's not, there it goes. This poster in the back of the room, the blue is what you were supposed to learn in AB. The purple is what you're gonna learn in BC. Now, there's a lot fewer topics in BC, but what you need for depth is much, much deeper. For example, the first thing we're gonna start in is partial fractions. And then we're gonna go to polar fractions. And then we're gonna go parametric, not polar fraction, coordinates. And then we're gonna go back and do parametrics. Those are all fundamental before we even touch the calculus in it. That is part of your things, is learning how to deal with those. And really, some of those you should have learned in a at least had a little bit exposure in what would be called a pre-calculus. Some of that I taught you in secondary 1, probably you don't remember. So we're gonna review it. Now, at the end of the year, when you take your test, whether you take the AB test or you take the BC test, that's up to you. But regardless of either one you're gonna take, it's gonna take some work on your part to get the passing. Okay, you've gotta do some work. I can between a number of different ways, I can show you what's gonna be there. But you've gotta put some work on your own. You just can't put in half effort in class and half effort at home and expect to pass the calculus test with flying colors. It's not gonna happen. Okay? Okay. Let's start out with what we're doing. Now, which days you bring your textbook, that's up to you. Some days you won't. We probably won't be using it for at least 2 or 3 weeks. If you want to put it in a shelf in the back of the room, that's up to you. If you want to put it in your locker, that's up to you. Okay, you want to carry it around, that's up to you. Okay, let's do this. Let's go 5 over x minus 5. No, let's do 4. Let's not have too many 5s up there. And we're going to add to that. Add to that 6 over x plus 4. How do we do that? Talk to me.
Get a common denominator.
Okay, the common denominator. Common denominator is? Right? Right?
Yeah.
That make sense?
Yep.
Find the common denominator, this factor has to be there, this factor has to be there, and then I multiply these together. The rainbows cancel, when we add them up, add up to 0. So, what's the next step? What's the next step?
And you're gonna,
I'm sorry, I don't have 2 years old ears, you gotta speak like I'm 103,
You gotta do the top part.
which is,
5x plus 20.
okay, so I'm gonna multiply 5 times the other factor, plus 6 times the other factor,
6x minus
okay? And that gives me,
11x.
one step at a time, 5x plus
20
20 plus 6x minus 24, add like terms,
11x
11x
Over x squared
minus 4.
over x squared minus 16.
Okay. Now, you know how to do that. Now, what we're gonna do now is do this in reverse. Okay? In 2 degrees, it's real easy. So in other words, I'm sitting here, I know I have 11x, or 11 minus,
It's 11x minus.
11x minus 4. Over x squared minus 16. And I want to know what 2 fractions I need to be able to add that up. So I'm going to do this. Equals, okay, some variable, we'll call it A, plus another variable, we'll call it B. And then the two, what are the factors of this? Whether I put the parentheses in there or not, doesn't matter. Whether I put the parentheses in there, it doesn't matter. Okay. So I'm gonna multiply and get the common denominator. So basically I have, I'm gonna multiply everything by the common denominator. Wait a second, I gotta get the common denominator. So this one's gotta be multiplied by x plus 4. Whatever I multiply the bottom, I'm gonna multiply the top. So this one has to be okay? See where I'm at thus far? Colby, yes, no? Okay, now I'm gonna multiply everything by, and this may seem ridiculous, but it's not. Now, one of the things that reality is in doing this, I have to,
I can't see that.
well, you're the one that chose where you're at. You're the one who chose where you're at. No, I don't want to multiply this. Okay? I'm not gonna go through that step. So now I'm gonna go AX plus 4A plus BX minus 4B. Right? And the bottom's just gonna drop out. Okay, it's just gonna cancel because I'm gonna multiply everything by x squared minus 16. And this is just gonna cancel. This is gonna cancel with what's up there. This is gonna cancel. There's something to show that step. All right, Haley? Haley? I just have my denominator just cancel out. All I got left is my numerator. We'll come back to this. Now, there's different ways of doing this. I'd like to do it with matrices. So what I'm gonna do is, here's my A's, here's my B's, here's my X's, and here's my Y's. Okay, so 1A plus 1B equals 11. (4A minus 4B equals -4. So I have a matrix 1, 1, 11, 4, -4, -4. Did I do that right? And I'm going to solve it. I'm going to let calculators do solve it for me.
Wait, I'm so confused.
Whoops.
So you're basically just putting the X's together and putting the,
I'm putting X's in one row and the constants in another row. I only have two variables. I have two equations, two unknowns.
Oh,
So the x's have to add up to be 11x, the other ones have to add up to be -4. This is where the -4 came from, this is where the 11 came from. So what's my size of the matrices?
2 by 3.
2 by 3. 1, 1, 11, 4, -4, -4. Second quit, second matrix. I'm gonna go over to math and I'm gonna go up to RREF. With a 2 by 2, it's not big a deal that you use RREF, but when you get into a 3 by 4 and a 4 by 5, you wanna know what you're doing. I could go back and say, well, this plus this has gotta be able to equal 11. This plus this has gotta equal -4. Anyway, and do it with substitution. Okay, enter. So,
Where'd you get the 11?
right here.
Oh, okay, good.
So I solve for x and y, a and b. So in other words, a equals 5, b equals 6, voila! Looky what I had. It was the original equation that I added up. Does that make sense? That's what we call partial fractions. Now, you can do that with 2 degree, 3 degree, 4 degree, 5 degree. Okay, homework. Thank you. We'll do number 1. Now, generally, when I was originally taught this, I was taught that the numerator has to be a lower degree than the denominator. I've since found out that's not true. But that's how I was taught at the beginning, and it makes it much easier when it's that way. So I started there, where your denominator is bigger than your numerator. We'll show you what happens the next time, so I'm going -6x plus 10 equals a over one of the roots plus b over the other root. It's a second degree polynomial. So what will multiply to give me x squared minus 5x? What will this factor out?
X and x minus 5.
X minus 5. So here's going to go in x, and here's going to go x minus 5. Does it really matter which order I put those in? No.
So if you want to skip that step, all you're going to be doing is multiplying.
Be
one of
careful,
these.
don't skip steps.
Oh, you don't want to?
Be careful.
I get scolded.
That's how you,
All the time.
that's how you start making mistakes. But it's up to you. But I want you to show your, somewhere I want you to show me where you started and where you ended. Okay? So, I'm going to put the next step up in a different color. Okay? So this one I'm going to multiply by x minus 5. This one I'm going to multiply by x. That means ax minus 5x plus bx now I create my matrices. I know that a plus b has to equal -6. And I could go in there and put that in by substitution, but like I said, I prefer matrices. 1, 1, what's going to go over here? Colby?
-6.
-6. Okay? this plus this has to equal that. And then down here. Whoops, I didn't do this right. This
Zero,
is
zero.
X. What should this be?
Oh, A.
A,
So negative 5, 0.
okay, negative 5, 0, and 10. Okay, calculator time. Now, obviously, B, or A is negative 2, right? And I could go and plug that in and find out what the other is. Okay, but I'm just gonna. I want you to know, see that these work with, even with simple ones. Okay, 1, 1, negative 6, negative 5, enter, and 10. How you pull this up is kind of up to you. Okay?
How
What
do you
did I
get
find?
the RREF again?
Huh?
How do you get the RREF again?
Second matrix, math, and then scroll up,
Okay.
okay? And it's been a while since you've done this, right? For most of it, 4 years, or 3 years. So we found out that A equals -2 and B equals -4. So in other words, my answer is 2 over x plus -4, or,
Wait, isn't it negatives?
but I could write it either way, 2 over x minus 4,
Oh,
either way, over x minus 5. Either way, that should be my answers. I'm done.
And if you did it, like, if you swapped them initially, you'll get a different answer, but it's just switched around.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Alright.
I just was double checking, make sure we got the right answer.
wait, why isn't it -2? Why is it positive?
Should be negative two.
Yeah, it should be -2.
Oh, why isn't it?
That's what I was confused.
What did I do wrong?
Well,
Well,
If the matrix is right, you're just
the
doing.
alpha matrix
Wait,
was
wait.
-2, so it should be -2 over x, right? Plus -4 over x minus 5.
Oh, I just didn't transfer it over, my
Yeah.
mistake. Okay, so that was negative. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn the recording off, because that's really all we need.